So, I'm kind of glad that my viewership is growing a little bit. I really want to like hit like 100 views, a couple videos. I don't know what more I need to do. Maybe I need to talk about more relevant topics or add videos. And I'm getting better. I'm going to start adding videos, and clips, to grab audience attention and stuff like that. So the videos will improve. Just letting you know. Um, so my humanities teacher is a black feminist, and I'm holding my breath, but I can just put up with it for a little bit. I can put up with it. I'm just gonna say it like that. I can put up with it. Um, I was reading an article on Huffington Post about this black, I guess, potential mother, or considering to be mother, or basically a black, I don't know if she's single, but it's just this black woman who is considering having a child, but she's conflicted on whether or not having a black child is is beneficial, because she's scared of losing her child, especially a male, to police brutality, racism, white supremacy, stuff like that. An article kind of just goes into her perspective of, she basically compares instances to where it's like, you know my child could easily be Trayvon. My child could easily, you know be killed because he's playing loud music. My child can easily be killed because he's playing with a toy gun. My child can be easily killed because he went to a party. He can be easily killed just at a subway station. And those scenarios. He could easily be Oscar Grant. You know, Rakia Boyd. You know, and I kind of understood what she meant, but I just kind of got a little angry when I read that she talks about reproduction rights and how black women started that, and I was kind of like, oh boy, she's a feminist. And to me, like, when she added that part at the end of the article, it was like, basically, black babies are playing Russian roulette by birth, because you're either going to be aborted or you're going to be killed by the police. And I don't, that just kind of threw me off, and it just made me angry that, like, why would you put that in the article when you're talking about police brutality? Why would you, yeah, it's real that, okay, black women do abort, their babies, they have a higher chance or whatever. But I'm like, why put that in there? It's like, it just kind of kills me with black feminists and feminists in general, and how they want to, um, they want to say that, oh, my body, my rights, and there's actually it's a white, I get, they're not, they're kind of feminist, but it's a white female uh, activist organization that can be found in most European or Western countries. They're called FemMen, which is FEMEN, and these are like a group of women who they kind of bomb rush, or mob up political conferences. So they'll, like, a mayor will be talking, and you'll see one of them will kind of storm in and get in front of the cameras and yell, my body, my rights, blah blah blah, and legalize, abortions. Abortions is my right, and they'll be like half naked. Usually they kind of walk around with their breast out, stomach out. These are mostly white women, he's fighting for. you know, abortion rights, reproductive rights, and I don't even know why they call it reproductive rights. I mean, you're killing the child, but then again, whatever. And I just hated that black women or some are like literally falling into feminism more and more, and to me it just, I don't know if feminism is really growing in the black community, but I do see people giving it a thought, you know, believing in some of the hype, such as gender equality. Um, now there's dumbass discussions on like, is a man really gay if he has sex with a trans? And there's a lot of useless topics being thrown out. Um, Yeah, but back to the article. I just kind of found it so offsetting that you would put, you know, talk about abortion rights versus police brutality, and it's like, when you add that in there, you look more of an asshole for putting the issue on the topic that of, well, not the topic, informing that you have the right to abort the baby, and it's like, ah. But even the thing that kind of pissed me off a lot about the article was that the woman, uh she talked as if she can get a baby on her own. Like, that was just kind of weird. Like, how do you um you know how are you talking about a baby and there's no mention of men in the article? There's no realistic men in the article except the people who died from police brutality and murder, stuff like that. And it just kind of like irritates me. It just kind of like rubbed me the wrong way on like, how are you talking about having a baby and you do not have a husband? Like, I'm not hearing you talk to your husband and saying, hey, do we really want a baby? It's just, oh, I'm just wondering if I should have a baby. And it's like, why when I read articles about black women and baby does it seem like they're like virgin birth, like they're virgin married, like black babies just come out of nowhere, they just magically appear like at the drop of a hat. And to me it's very just weird. And black, I hate reading articles about children and black men are purposely not, black fathers are purposely not a factor, non-existent, and this is really mostly important on why we need protection and why we really need to look out for our communities and look out for our women, because I am tired of feminists complaining, talking about how we do not protect the community. It is time to protect the community, not on their watch, but meaning like not on a feminist watch. We're not here to protect feminists. No, we're here to protect the black community. We should be protecting our children, our boys especially, so they can lead and provide for the community. We should be teaching our daughters how to be nurturers and showing and teaching discipline. We should teach discipline into them. Um, but I understand the fear, and I'll admit that when I had a conversation with a friend about the fear of having a black son, and I was like, I'd rather have a black daughter. At least she would have a better chance. Nowadays it's like it doesn't even matter, and it's like they don't care. This is true gender equality. White supremacists will kill a black man as equally as it will kill a black woman at the same rate as a black man. So it doesn't really matter now. Shit. And I worry about it, but the thing is that I'm not gonna let white supremacy be a birth control. I'm not gonna, let a fear or propaganda tell me that, oh well, you shouldn't have a baby because they're gonna die anyway. White supremacy isn't gonna scare me, man. It's not. It's not. I will, I will or I might, or at least I plan to have children after I get married. And white supremacy isn't going to scare me. But I'm cutting this video off. It's raining right now, and I'm kind of sitting on a tree, well, standing above a tree, and I don't want to look too crazy. So I'll come back probably tomorrow, or no, not tomorrow, probably the weekend, and make some more videos.